everyone at Wizards Outlook, the first regular season installment. Joined by Raymond Lyons, we got Cardo Dudley Jr. and Wilson Tarver Jr. And the Wizards head off the Pacers to open their season on the road. Got a bit more dicey at the end of this game than it needed to. But Washington held off at the end of 114-107. Cardo, we'll start with you and then Ray. Just your thoughts on what looked like a game that looked like it was heading one direction and took a hard left because Wizards reasons. And yeah.
I feel like it was a combination of things. Obviously, they're trying to get their feet wet from season opener. They're still trying to learn each other in real time. There's a little bit of that. It was also a little bit of, just, how you can be young, you don't quite know what's going on yet, and you had a little bit of that with the Pacers, and the Pacers were competing. You got to give them credit. They had guys that were hooping. Halliburton, the Wizards couldn't stop him at all. You know what I mean? So it was a combination of things. With the Wizards, I like, for me, obviously, I'm gonna give it time. I'm not, before I draw a strong conclusion on what they can and cannot be. Obviously, it's the first game. It did some good things well. Like, I feel like Bill was flawless. Not just what he did offensively. 23 points, 9 of 17, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Turnovers were low. And defensively, this is the best defensive game I've seen him play in a while. Just getting over screens and rotating back over to bigs who were rolling, just being solid. Even when they try to attack him, he was getting low, moving his feet, forcing them to have to pass the ball somewhere else because it was not going to happen against him. You got to give him, full credit. He definitely got it done. But I feel like, even though the sloppy end with the Wizards, just being careless, thinking they had the game won, and getting careless, I just feel like their experience in that bench ended up being the difference, man. Especially, Will Barton. He was the cool hand late in the game. He had those clutch free throws to keep them out in front so they can pull this out, after the sloppy turnovers or whatnot, and silly fouls and bad shot selection. I felt like he was huge, especially running point guard duties for stretches. He can handle the ball, but one thing he does is he's poised. You know what I mean? And he knows how to get guys shots. Well, we all know he know how to get his shot. He know how to get guys shots where they need to get the shot, depending on the situation. And that's an attribute for a floor or whoever's running point guard that we rarely see these days. Sometimes they just pass it to you because you open, and that's not nearly the case at all times. Look, Kuzma had a great offensive night. 22 points, 13 rebounds. Defensively, he got improved drastically, man, because they was picking on him. And there's no other way to put it. They was picking on him greatly. And, look, it could have cost the Wizards. Let's just call it what it was. It could have cost the Wizards by him not getting the stops that's needed. And he's going to have to clean that up because other teams will see that, and they're going to continue to pick on him to get the W. Porzingis, I felt he could have had a better night. I felt like he settled too much. He was living on the outside too much. He settled a little too much. I feel like this was, especially with Miles Turner being out, this was a game where he should have lived in the paint. We was talking about it, through our broadcast, which Wilson will bring up, and in a little bit, the Wizards outscored the Pacers 58-34 in the paint. That was their advantage. There was no resistance in there. So why settle for 31 3-pointers? You know what I mean? It's no need. And then for a stretch there, they was missing a few free throws. Luckily down the stretch, they did get it together to pull out the win. But look, it was a combination of rust and a lot of things, man. Silly mistakes. Them still trying to learn one another against real competition. Because playing against each other in practice is not the same as game time situation against opposition who you know them because you played against them before, but you don't know how much they improve. You don't know what new system it is. You don't know the new additions. You don't know how they're going to flow. So it was a lot of unknowns, but nonetheless, they did the most important thing. They got the W. So thing is just to continue to see how they improve overall defensively. Praise up for Denny, re-aggravated his ankle that bothered him throughout training camp ever since he hurt it in the little FIBA World Championships earlier this summer. So we'll see how that play into everything.
Right.
Yeah, man. First game of the season with a new group. and it just showed in spots. Um, I don't think it's anything that requires a severe overreaction, but at times the defense was worrisome. Guys were getting in the paint way too easily. Uh, yeah, that's got to be shored up as the season goes on. But on the brighter side of things, at times the defense was, it was there. Guys giving multiple efforts, getting in passing lanes, being active. Just depending on who was on the floor. But that effort's got to be consistent up and down the roster. Denny going down affected that a lot. He's one of the better perimeter defenders on the team. Um, yeah, so hopefully it's nothing too serious with him and he's able to come back quickly. But yeah, man, overall, they got the win. They made it a little harder than it should have been. But, like Cardale pointed out, the Pacers weren't going to do their work for them, and they were competing and trying to win a game as well. And they got guys on there that can do it. So yeah, the Wizards they had to earn this one. They tried to run away with it a couple times with the Pacers. They didn't go away. They just kept fighting. But at the end of the day, they just were too small and too young. The experience of the Wizards showed Monte Morris being there. I mean, just having that sure hand at the point guard spot, the offense just looks different now, man. It allows Bill to kind of just, he doesn't have to force it as much. He's not starting with the ball in his hands a lot, and it led them having a really efficient night, and it looked pretty easy for him to score. 9-17, which is that's definitely going to pay dividends. It's I'll take 9 for 17, 23 points, and all his shots are in rhythm over him having 35 and having to work real hard and do 1,000 moves to get it. I'll take this type of performance any day. It looked like he was just more energetic in every facet of the game. So yeah, man, it's just excited to see what how this roster pans out, man. Because they got the pieces. They got the pieces. They just got to execute and take care of business on the floor.
Yes, sir.
For sure, you guys know how it goes here. Player of the game.
Oh, Brian, easy
Yeah,
All right, X Factor just as easy for you guys.
for me as well.
All right.
Close the game.
yeah. When things, and then it wasn't even just at the end, but throughout the game when things got a little dicey, he was there, and when Bill wasn't on the floor or Monte Morris wasn't on the floor, him, and also got to give Delon Wright some love, man.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
He showed his worth immediately. I think that's gonna be that's a good pickup for them, man. He's gonna be good for them.
Yeah, always having an adult in the room as a guard never hurts. It just never hurts. Like, dude's just so solid. You don't even think anything. You just feel comfortable with him out on the floor. He's gonna be doing the right thing. He's gonna make the right play. It's,
Look,
it's a
yeah,
it's a wonderful thing. Go ahead, Garfield.
yeah. 5, 3, 2, and 2. 2 steals, 2 blocks, 5 points, and 3 rebounds. They say he a -10. See, that's why I don't pay attention to that damn minus because we know damn well they not winning this game without that boy.
So he was a -10, and Kuz was a positive tonight,
+7, yeah.
while being a victim of the
Yeah.
Pacers. That's wild. See, like again, all this stuff, like they're tools and that's great, man. But it's never just a one size fit all thing, because that's crazy. Because I know we sat there together, watched that game, and on the defensive end, like it's cool that Kuz got those boards, but man, you need to defend. And we mentioned several people, and that's the other thing. We can't say anything bad about the dude who just signed for 250 M's, because he was doing it on defense. We saw him sliding his feet all night. I can't find anything to say bad about Bradley Beal. And if you feel, how folks have been talking coming into the year, you feel like you're behind him on the pecking order. If he's playing defense,
Mhm.
where are you, sir? And we're just keeping the energy consistent and holding folks accountable as usual. But It's a glaring difference when you watching Brad slide his feet. Anthony Gill was sliding his feet. DeLon Wright sliding his feet. Barton sliding his feet. Like, we can go down the list, and then we go to it was easy pass.
Matador defense, just move out the way. The Bulls coming here. Like, and before you get started with the comments, man, and shout out to the rookie, man. Matharin for
oh yeah,
for Indiana. He's special, man. What he had 19 to 7, 7 to 15. He's going to be a serious problem. Serious problem. Like, he got all the tools, man. He just got to learn to lead. Then it's a wrap.
Nah, you're right. Before we get to the comments, just wanted to share something with you guys. Like I said, the three of us watched this game together tonight. It's how we did it over on our room on playback. So if you guys hit the comments, we appreciate you guys doing so. For all away games this year, all away games. So we got 40 more away games. All you got to do, again, is easy. If you guys don't follow us on social media, it's a great time to do so. Come in there, hang out with us, watch the game with us. We're all going to watch it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then we'll come in here and talk about it. Why not come in there, chat with us, fill up the chat. We'll interact with you all. Again, it's a fun way to spend away games. I know the three of us enjoyed it. I definitely look forward to having you guys join us too. Again, once you obviously if you're already following us, once you click the link, you guys should just get notifications when we're going live. If you guys already know this, it's really simple. Y'all already know when the games are. They pop up in y'all phones just like they pop up in ours. When we schedule our weeks out, come hang out with us during road games. We're coming here together. And some of y'all can, just hit the comment section twice. And maybe it might be even make the comment section a little lighter by the time we get to this portion of the evening. Who knows? But again, we enjoyed it. We'll look forward to having you guys join us. And what I'll do is when these go up, when you guys see the links for this go up, every time before games, I'll start dropping the playback link in there for you guys too. But again, the best way to do it is follow us on social media. It's Instagram and Twitter, the Focus TV. It's oh so simple. Now to get to some of these comments, as we always do before we get out of here. Maya, we appreciate the love as always. Appreciate all of y'all for the love, whether you guys tune in live or catch it on a replay. We notice and we appreciate it. Super X, DC above all, someone's happy with the win. The W's the W. Everyone's not starting the season 1-0. It's just what it is.
Just looking Brooklyn, baby. Just looking Brooklyn right now.
Got Brooklyn. That team in LA, like, people aren't starting the year off well. It just is what it is. 1-0, and y'all know from experience from last year. You never want to get to later in the year and wish you had the wins from the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know this through experience. Maya said Barton is a facilitator, playmaker was a pleasant surprise that both of you guys touched on. Big J52. Real simple. I like this approach. Yep, they won. ... They still working through things. As they are. It's the first game of the season. Maya a little rusty, but the talent is there. As Ray made that point as well. Pacers were miserable in the paint. They were, which is why we were kind of dismayed that the game was that close. Cardell, again, if you guys are enjoying the playback, Cardell was saying he was giving us like updates, almost quarterly updates, what the points in the paint look like. Wow, some folks were electing to take 3-pointers. Both DeLon Wright and Monte LaPromise and Big Gav growing up to the giant we wanted to be. It was good for tonight. I need that energy across the way to be consistent.
Look, I know DeLon and Monte, they're going to be them. They're going to consistently be them. Gab did what he should do. He's bigger than Jalen Smith. He can jump, finish strong. No Miles Turner. Everybody else a bunch of guards. So do what you do inside. The key for Gaff is when Embiid come to town, when Giannis come to town, when Bam come to town, when the Cavs bigs come to town, when even the Nets, Claxton, Ben Simmons and all, when these other bigs come to town that are mobile and athletic and got size just like that, you got to step up because it's going to be a lot for Porzingis to hold off all them bigs by himself. You know what I mean? So he got to come in and give him good minutes, man, and not be in foul trouble, not be getting knocked to the ground, got to hold his position and do the same things. If you do that consistently, yeah, we gonna be saying the same thing. He grown up, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna see though.
Area 11T curious to see a lineup with Denny, DeLon, and KP defensively.
You want to wait for a while.
Yeah.
Then
My Moore's a little bit rusty, just like a few others, but give him a few games, he'll get the hot hand. We appreciate this.
Yep.
Truly do. Again, we appreciate it. And again, look, I'll drop this in the chat for you guys real quick to make it easy for you guys. That's all you have to do is in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to watch games with us, again, it's just that link. I'm coming here and it's a chat. You guys can chat with us just like you do here. It's that simple. Every away game, obviously your home games, folks will be in the building. So we're just checking with you guys and, through right here in Wizards Outlook like we normally do. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. The Wizards get to start off the year 1-0. That's never a bad thing. We'll be checking in Friday night with y'all from the home opener. After I think Washington's hosting Chicago. We'll see how things go.